Fuzz Syndrome here, and that was a very anticipating dark screen. It was like 20 seconds long. I'm sorry, took longer than I expected, but I already started the stream and I was like, oh well, too late now, can't stop. So today we're going to be saying subscribe 1,000 times, and I don't know why my taskbar is doing this to me. But hey guys, welcome to the stream, alright? 1 minute. Hey Rice to Rice, you can be moderator for the stream because you're first, so I'm gonna add you as moderator now, Rice to Rice. Oh, you were first? Oh, okay, I'll add you then, and then I'll remove Rice to Rice's, because I don't know, I should actually put up the participants. Let me check up the participants. Yep, okay, it was you first. Sorry, Rice to Rice. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Sorry, Rice to Rice, it actually did say that Solo Man was first. Sorry, Rice to Rice. Hey, you're so close, I'm sorry. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. You can see, but, hey guys, welcome. No, Alejandro, you're not first. But, stop spamming hi, Ruben. Please, and, thanks, I guess, for saying hi. So basically, make sure you subscribe before this video. I know, I did that on purpose. So here we have the beautiful content that I bring to you guys. About half of my subscribers, not half, about half of you guys like, this dreadful stuff, and about like 1/10 of you guys like gaming, so I'll bring back gaming, and then like I think like a good portion of you guys like these chat with Fuzz Syndrome things, but I'll do one tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see what goes. Alright guys, so let's get into this. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. It's actually kind of hard to say subscribe this many times. Didn't think it would be. I probably should have tried it before I thought of this. Well, not thought of it, but thought of doing it. Welcome guys, thanks for joining the stream. Hopefully you guys enjoy this quality content. Alright, let's get back to it. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 oh my gosh, I didn't think this would be so challenging. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. You guys try to do this. It's hard. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. It's hard. It's so hard to do this for some reason. Like tongue twister after so many times of saying subscribe. I'm gonna take a live chat break real quick. I know, what a break after like only 86 times of saying it. It's gonna take a while. Oh hey guys, welcome Ram. Pretty sure I already welcomed you. Alejandro, your numbers, I think you were only right like once or so. So, whoops. Yeah, let's get into this. And, Shadow Killer, you have had no internet for 12 days? That's tragic. Yoink, Scoob. Anyways, back to the stream. Let me make sure it's still online and everything is good. Everything is fantastic. Oh my god, cheese. Wow, cheese fries. Jesus. I was about to read that out loud, but then I saw the last part, and, I might not want to read that. Hey Troller Gamer, yeah, I remember you, only because of your profile picture, just saying, it's very distinct. So, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while, I don't think. Anyways, subscribe, 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 subscribe. We're actually getting our way through this pretty quickly. I mean, I might do more, but I mean, once I'm done with this, my tongue will probably be dead, and I'll probably not want to continue. My estimate is that this will take me 1 hour or so. Maybe 1 hour and 30 minutes. So, going well. Let me turn this down so there's not like a weird, I don't know how to describe it. I don't want to try to describe it. Never mind. It just does something with the audio and it's strange. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. How many people are in here? Awesome, awesome. You guys are doing lit, so lit. By the way, guys, I'm gonna bring you some more quality gaming content soon, hopefully. Trying to get an Elgato so I can bring you guys my Xbox gameplay and that open up a whole new variety of games that I can bring you guys. Kill myself, says Kippis. Well then, that's nice. What Rice to Rice? Hey Exploding Kitties YouTube, welcome to the stream, guys. Thanks for joining me. You guys are very, very lit. Say 1,000 times rapper paprika. Wow. Wait, did I read that correctly? Rapper paprika? I don't know. I'm not trying to pronounce it properly because that's like a 15-letter long word, even though it's probably like 12 letters. I'm not counting it either. Because I've got to say subscribe 1,000 times in this stream, and I better continue before I die. Before I finish. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 yeah, subscribe, alright. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Welcome, Gamer Plays Games. Thanks for joining the stream. And yes, I realized for a few times there I said subscribe on accident, like with a D at the end. I realized. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when I say that, it's still me saying something in totally unnecessary amount of times, 1,000 times obviously. Also make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Lena, yes I do remember you, Lena. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Also, if you could invite some people so that they'd hear me tell them to subscribe 1,000 times, that'd be nice. Also, if you're not subscribed, then actually subscribe. In case you're wondering why I clicked that twice, is because I said subscribe twice. So yeah, and I clicked the button twice. You know, yeah, okay. Anyways, subscribe, 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 subscribe. It's been so long, how do you still remember me? I remember a lot of you guys. Somehow I don't know how I remember these names. I remember a lot, okay? And Troller Gamer, even though I just said I remember a lot, I don't remember your brother or your bro. I said brother, I mixed the words, brother. I don't notice that name, sorry. Anyways, back to the saying subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe 200, subscribe, 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 subscribe. One moment. What? What am I doing? It's annoying. Want me to shut my door? Is it beautiful though? Have fun. My real name is Fuzz Syndrome. Sure it is. My brother just said, whatever you're doing, it's annoying. Have fun. Well, we're 1/5 of the way through it, so it'll all be over soon. Your thumbnail, bro. It's 10 out of 10. I'm gonna say it a little bit quieter and just hold the microphone so that my brother won't get so annoyed with me. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Don't? Okay, you don't want me to hold my microphone? Alright. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Hey Caleb, and all you guys, welcome to the stream. Guys, I don't know why I'm doing this, like, gang, gang, gang. Wait, that was horrible. Let me pop my fingers so I'm actually able to do it. Gang, 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 you know? Gang, 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 gang. Ow, I just stabbed myself. With my finger. RIP headphone users. Oh, was that very loud? Sorry. RIP headphone users. If that was loud, I'm sorry. I didn't know that would be loud. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. I found this in the Minecraft live stream sections. Oh, sorry, Caleb. 1 second. Let me check that. Let me check my live dashboard really quickly. Is it still labeled as Minecraft? No, it's entertainment category. It sticks in, like, the Minecraft for some reason. For a good while after. Even, like, yesterday I did a Minecraft stream, so I don't know why my live streams stick in the Minecraft section for so long. It's literally only Minecraft, it seems. Like any other game, it's like, oh, it's gone the next day. But Minecraft, it sticks there. It's like, why? Because, like, I could be... Never mind. That's nice to know. That's nice to know, Troll Gamer. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. I'm trying my best not to annoy everyone in the house, but I mean, like my brother can probably hear me talking right now, actually, which I don't like that. I like to do my live streams in my own privacy, which, hi if you're hearing me, Mason. Random comment, Caleb. I don't feel like reading half of their kidding. Literally, I have one of my entire monitors dedicated to having a live chat. So beautiful, isn't it? So beautiful in all of its glory. Look at it. I don't know if you can see it, but whatever. You obviously can see it. It's so beautiful. Like, look at it. Who is sleek collecting that beautiful dust? Anyways, flamingos are born white. That's interesting. Alright, back to the saying subscribe 1,000 times. Also, if you want content like this every day, make sure that you subscribe, or should I say every day, bro? With that I almost said Disney channel. I bet there's people just watching you say that and they're not subscribing. You know, if you're watching this, make sure you subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Hello, Lucy. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. I said, when I started the stream, I was thinking, I said the alphabet 1,000 times. Therefore, I could probably easily say subscribe 1,000 times. But really, it's difficult to say subscribe that many times in a row. And it starts to just sound weird, and I almost never want to say subscribe again, even at 300. Which is not a good thing to the fact that I have a YouTube channel, and I should be wanting to say subscribe. Also, I said subscribe, I think, twice, and I just said it again, so... oh well. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. I mean, it actually has a delay, yeah, I know that. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. I know that banging your head against the wall for an hour burns 150 calories. Go check out my second channel down in the description and you'll know that I know that. It's our talk show channel. Watch that entire video, the most recent video, and you'll see why I know that, okay? Yeah, go check it out. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Yep, I actually also knew that, Caleb. I know a few things. I'm like Shadow Killer now. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. I did not know that, Caleb. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Would you rather chicken or beef? What? Are you saying, like, would I rather eat chicken or beef? Well, depends on which form of beef it is. Like, there's beef, like, in a sandwich, or, like, or it's, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, or, like, a steak, in a way. Don't worry, this is non-copyright music, Alejandro, don't worry about it. Although, I did forget to put it in shuffle, so I might get a copyright notification for this copyright infringement. Yeah. Ad revenue being gone. Yeah. Guys, invite some people, please. That would be nice. Alright, anyways, I do appreciate the viewers who are in here. I don't know why I keep on doing this. It's just for effect, I guess. And a burger. Chicken. Or pig. Pulled pork is delicious. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, back to this, disgustingness that I'm... Subscribe, 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 subscribe. By the way, saying the alphabet 1,000 times took me like 4 hours, and I also know that, Caleb, when hippos are upset, their sweat turns red. I know that. Sadly. But my saying the alphabet 1,000 times, the English alphabet, a flock of crows is known as a murder. That's nice to know. Welcome, Clown Walker. But what I was saying was, saying the alphabet stream took me about 4.5 hours. So, I don't know how long this one will take. Obviously, saying subscribe is quicker than saying the entire alphabet, so I figure it will take a less amount of time. But I don't know. I'm kind of like... How are you? I'm doing well. I'm just gonna stop what I was saying and answer all your guys' questions. Oh, oh, okay, Clown Walker, aka Mr. Cube. Welcome to the stream. I know that also, Caleb. I also know that. Fact. For some reason I know these. Stop naming facts, because I know them all. Actually, keep on naming facts. Why not? It's giving me a higher, message per minute average. So let's get back to this. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Alright guys, we reached 400. We're 100 away from halfway there. We're halfway there. Alright, Now your facts are getting pretty disturbing. Other than the bananas are curved because they grow towards the sun, that's kind of cool. Alright, subscribe. Do you know Adam Sella? No, I don't think I do. Although the Sella part does sound familiar. I feel like that's one of my subscribers. I do remember a name like that for some reason. Sella? Not quite sure though. It does sound familiar though, the Sella part though. I don't know. Subscribe. I still don't get notifications. Okay, Roseanne, make sure that you hit the bell next to the sub button. It's like right to the right of it. You just click it, and then it should bring up like a message in the middle of the screen, like whatever. You just go through that little thing, and then you should get notifications. But if you don't, then I don't know why you don't. Heart attacks are more likely to happen on a Monday. I wish I had a heart attack on a Monday, so I'd die. I'm pretty sure. Okay, Caleb. Okay, random enough. Wait, subscribe count 1052? That doesn't seem right. There it is. That's beautiful. We've actually gained a subscriber, which is super lit. Thanks. Beans are likely to make you fart more than any other food. Random enough. Alright, thanks Lucy for subscribing, by the way. I always click the bell. Well, don't repeatedly click the bell, because if you click it twice, it's gonna turn it off. Because, you know, on and off, yeah. Make sure that you subscribe. I definitely didn't just say that to add another subscribe to my subscribe count, you know? A lion's roar can be heard from 5 miles away. You know all of these, don't you? Toasters use half the energy of a full-size oven. What? That's crazy. That's actually insane. A spiderling? That's cool. I literally have my headphones wrapped around my leg right now. I don't know why I did that. You cannot snore and dream at the same time. Strange. Okay. Subscribe. I think my YouTube broke. Yeah, I think it is also. Feel bad for you. Not really. I don't feel bad for you. It's not that big of a deal. But I wish you did get notifications so you could be here with me the first few moments of my streams. Subscribe. A baby octopus is half the size of a fly when it is born. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, did you see the video that I made for you, Fuzz? Yes, I did, Roseanne. Thank you for making that video. You kept on repeating that it was bad, but, like, it wasn't bad at all, other than the fact that it was in 360p. That was, like, the worst part about it. Are you happy? I mean, I'm not mad, but I'm not, like, really excited to say subscribe 1,000 times. I didn't say that it sucks, Roseanne. If you didn't see my comment on your video, but oh well. That's nice to know, Clown Walker. That's great. Okay. Hitler's mom wanted to do an abortion, but the doctor convinced her not to. Well, that doctor should have just freaking let her. At the same time, that could have changed the course of history. So I mean. Also, there's a nice little interesting story. Yeah, just a nice little interesting story. Just a little interesting story. 6 million Jews. I had to cough. Ugh, that was an intense cough. Recycling one bottle can make enough energy for 3 hours of TV. I don't even watch TV, so yeah. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Hey, Stephen Klein. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. In case you're wondering why I keep on stopping, I stopped to read the live chat because I don't want to like mess up my subscribe saying or however you want, whatever you want to name it. Whatever you want to name the process, saying subscribe repeatedly. We're almost halfway there, so subscribe, 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 subscribe. Alright, 500, we're halfway there. The Titanic was the first ship to use the SOS signal. Well, whoops. That didn't seem to work very well. Hey Caleb Craft, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Sadly, I know Caleb Craft. I'm kidding, okay? I know him, but, you know, kind of like a buzz buddy, I guess that's what you can call him. 95% of things that people text are things that they are too shy to say in person. You know, if I did a live stream of, like, my text messages, just scrolling through them, that would prove it, yeah. So, you're so original, Fuzz. KYS, just kidding. It's a prank, bro, it's just a prank. Please don't unsubscribe, I need you. I need my subscribers. Also, I said subscribe once there, and when I said subscribe again, I had to click it again, and I know I just said it again, but let's subscribe, 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 subscribe. About 8,000 Americans are injured by musical instruments per year. Hey guys, Fuzz Syndrome plays the cajon ASMR here, and today we're gonna. Ow! I'm one of those 8,000 Americans now. I'm very unique. 8,000 and of like the 250 million of us. I'm unique now. I'm gaining knowledge. I'm a danger. The French language has 17 different ways to say surrender. Jesus Christ. I don't know. That was like a horrible French accent. It sounded, probably just triggered at least one of you guys. Nearly 3% of the ice in the Antarctic is penguin urine. Yeah, I bet so. Hey, Foxy the Pirate Fox. Something just came out of my mouth. That's kind of gross. Subscribe, 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 You know, I really need to get my pop filter. I bet my microphone, like... Well, okay. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. You know what, Caleb Craft? I'm gonna actually check out your channel, because I could never ever find it. I know him, and he always mentioned his channel, so I'm gonna just, like, you know, subscribe. There, I subscribed, upload some content. The last video was 4 months ago, so. Oh, that's kind of cool, Caleb. Oh, alright. Roseanne, I see you're back with the food. Alright, subscribe, 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 subscribe. What if the microphone was off the entire time? That would be horrible. Let me, mess with the switch. Look. Okay, I noticed this while making my review. This comes off. Like, what the heck? I don't remember where I got this microphone, but I was told to review it or whatever, so I did. But that's an issue. A small child can swim through the veins of a blue whale. That's so random and kind of disgusting. Okay, you know too many facts. You know too much. Back to saying subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Hey Plasma Spartans, subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Pirates used to wear earrings because they thought it would help their eyesight. You know why they wore patches? Type that into the live chat if you know. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Reach 600, so we have 400 left. Alejandro, you were about a minute early to say that. Hey Taylene, welcome to the stream. Octopuses have 4 pairs of arms, so what are the other 4? Because they were missing an eye, definitely, definitely. In 1880 England, the word pants was offensive. Random enough. Is it raining? I think it's raining outside, huh? Dang it. Okay. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Every human spent about 30 minutes in a single cell. That's incredibly random. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. That was, it's still kind of, I'm gonna say it again just in case some of you guys don't say that counts. Say that doesn't count or whatever, however you want to say it. Subscribe, there. Caught up again. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. By the way, I am reading the live chat, just I'm not reading it all out loud because I have to subscribe 1,000 times. I just said it again. So yeah. The first alarm clock could only ring at 4 a.m. Believe it or not, I knew that. Tragic. Chocolate. Sounds good. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Alright guys. Oh wait, never mind, it doesn't look like it whenever the webcam isn't there. Never mind. Let's just say that my wall looks like it's flipping me off because of the shadow. With my webcam and my monitor layout, it looks like there's like a middle finger sticking up off of a hand. I don't know why, and now it looks like a pointer finger, so yeah. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Alejandro, you were a little bit closer that time. 300 left, just about. Okay. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Also make sure that you subscribe, 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 subscribe. My mouth is getting dry from saying subscribe so many times because I don't know if you know how much air has to pass through the front of my tongue and through my teeth. Every single time I say subscribe. Because there's 2 S's in subscribe. I swear, someone's gonna like remix this and put a beat over it, me saying subscribe, subscribe, because I could see like someone doing that and it would sound pretty cool. Panophobia is the fear of everything. Go look up the fear of long words. You'll be amazed. You will be amazed. Trust me. Subscribe, subscribe. Rosianne, that's random. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Hey, Pig Stack Gaming, welcome to the stream. According to Caleb Antonio, Apples, potatoes, and onions all taste the same with your nose plugged. I can't believe that very much. But would the apple taste like the onion, and so would the potato, or would the onion taste like the apple, or what would taste like what? That's what I'm wondering, you know? Like, what's the main focus of the flavor here, or is it a completely just different taste? Like, I don't know what to think about that, but welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me. If you found this through the Minecraft category, I don't know why it's still there. It's not supposed to be, but it is, so sorry. Cats okay, I'm gonna stop reading these facts, because it's kind of wasting my time. Okay, subscribe. Are you allergic to something? I'm allergic to something, yes, but I'm not quite sure what it is. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to describe it. Hey, Charles Bailey, welcome to the stream, I think. Or Cheryl Bailey? I'm not sure. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name, but there it is. Well then, Roseanne, it's random. Let's get back to the saying subscribe 1,000 times. Subscribe. May play Town of Salem or Salem or whatever. Someone actually suggested that a long time ago, and I looked at the game and I wasn't very interested. But we might. The Bible is the most shoplifted book in the world, says Caleb. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the book that the people are stealing says don't steal in it. Well then. Can you play Little Nightmares? Maybe. I'm starting to think of like a schedule, maybe a little bit, where I can like do gaming and do like these kinds of dreadful streams, like for example saying subscribe 1,000 times, or spinning a fidget spinner for 24 hours, those kinds of things. Go check out my other videos if you want to. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and then I'll also do like chat with Buzz Syndromes and stuff if you want to, which is where I just read the live chat and everything. The voice actor of Bugs Bunny was allergic to carrots. Well, isn't that extravagant? Subscribe. Alright guys, so we reached 800, we are 8/10 the way there, meaning that we are 200 away. 200 away from reaching our goal of saying subscribe 1,000 times. Squirrels forget where they hide half of their nuts.
You don't have to worry about that, because you don't got any, am I right, guys?
Says the little kid on Xbox. Alright, yeah, roasted, I know. Let me make sure that the audio levels are okay. I think we're good. Let me open up the live chat again so I can actually see it. Yep, 200 left. Alright, let's get to it. Subscribe. The inventor of the waffle iron didn't like waffles. Okay. Why did he invent it? Probably to make money. Subscribe. Don't be sad that you missed half of the stream, Roseanne, because I literally said subscribe about 500 times before you got here. So don't worry, it was just me saying subscribe and screwing up the word subscribe so much. I bet I said subscribe like 3 times there at least. And then plus the time that I said it again. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Also, if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Who invented beef stew? So random. The first speeding ticket was for speeding at 6 miles per hour. Wow. How fast. There are 205 bones in a horse. I'm about to turn on my fan, guys, so if you're disturbed, I'm sorry. Not really. If you're disturbed by a fan, you should reevaluate your entire existence. Kidding. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, subscribe. That's so random, Caleb. Who invented you to shut up? Wow, that's nice, Pirate. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Alejandro, you were a little bit off, and I actually said subscriber instead of subscribe, so I'm gonna take that one away. And yeah, subscribe, 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 subscribe. That's kind of cool. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Also, I think I said subscribe without, I don't know. Yeah, okay. 900, 100 left, guys. At what time are we into the stream? How long have we been online? Only 40 minutes. I expected to get this done by an hour and 30 minutes, and we're 40 minutes in, and we're already at 900. 100 left, obviously, because 1,000 minus 900 is 100. So, I'm gonna go get a refill on my water. Never mind. More than 2,500 left-handed people are killed from right-handed products every year. I am a left-handed person. I'm using a right-handed mouse because if someone ever handed me a left-handed mouse, it would bother the crap out of me because I'm so used to right-handed mouses because I've been using mice because I've been using them for my entire life. Every mouse I've ever used has been a right-handed mouse. Messing up the plurals of everything here. Alright, let's get back to it. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Also, that fact makes me feel like I'm gonna die tomorrow. Just kidding. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Alright guys, we're 50 away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Hey Janard, Nunuid. Guess who's back? Back again. Janard, yeah. China has more English speakers than the United States. Well then, hey Hayden, welcome back. I remember you in case if you're wondering for some reason. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Whoa, I'm late. Hey, Sebastian Strom, welcome to the stream. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Alright, guys. You see where we are. We're at 999. We're one away, so before I end this stream, make sure you hit the like button, share this stream really quickly, comment, type in the live chat. Everyone spam the word subscribe in the live chat right now, and make sure, lastly, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe. Alright, I'm not gonna end the stream. I just did that outro just for the last subscribe to be the word, to count as the last number. I wanted to do that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm now watching the live chat go crazy with subscribe. I saw a shadow behind you. Yeah, sure you did. Definitely. You know how many times people have said that and I always still fall for it and always check anyways. Yeah, a shadow. I'm gonna die now. Definitely. bye guys. Lucifer himself is gonna come out of my Ouija board sitting on my desk here and literally break my neck. So, hope you enjoyed. Kidding, I don't have a Ouija board on my desk. Although soon, I might do a Ouija board stream if you want me to. Cause nothing's gonna happen and I wanna see your guys' reaction. So yeah, make sure that you actually do subscribe if you're not subscribed already, cause I'll bring you guys this kind of content every day. Cause I'm the best YouTuber. I am the best, yeah. I saw Donald Trump behind you. Okay, how wonderful. The shape of a Pringle is called a hyperbolic paraboloid. Can I have a hyperbolic, can I have a tube filled with, can I have a cylindrical tube filled with hyperbolic, wait, flavored hyperbolic paraboloids? Edible? Flavored? Yeah, okay. Wow, pirate, okay. Oh, that's so cool. Mr. Potato Head is the first toy to be advertised on TV. Good choice. So yeah, seriously though, make sure you do subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'll bring you guys daily content every day. Daily content every day. Yeah, I just said that. Or should I say it's every day, bro? I said that same exact joke in the beginning of the stream, but a lot of you guys just joined, so you know, I can say the same joke twice because only like 3 of you guys will notice. Of course, I just totally exposed myself for using the same joke, so all of you guys will know this, but whatever. Alright, there's one last spam that I want to do. There's one last spam. I want you guys to spam, I want you guys to spam the word Elgato, okay? Just because. I'm gonna try to get one, and Elgato is something nice to spam because I'll bring you guys gaming. Because I can bring you guys. I keep on getting distracted by the live chat. Also, guys, Elgato is spelled Elgato, aka Elgato. You guys are idiots. It also stands for cat in whatever language. What is that? Elgato? Look up Elgato game capture device. I'm gonna try to get one of them, so I can bring you guys some awesome gaming content over the weekends. Also, it's gonna be lit. I'm gonna try to bring you guys some nice gaming content. I'll be cheap and play the free Xbox Live games, and sometimes every once in a while I get a new game that you can actually cost money. But yeah. Also, if you notice the song that's playing right now, type the name of the video that it's in my channel. Got in the live chat. Alright, enough of the Elgato spam. Also, before we end the stream, let's, everybody, if you haven't already, hit the like button down below so that I can get a good like number, or whatever you want to call it. All Fruit Loops have the same flavor. I actually know that. I didn't refill my water. 1 second, let me get my, let me open this up so that my computer, I'm checking the like count right now. Hopefully it's at least like 10 or 20. Only 7. Wow, okay. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, okay? The human nose can remember 50,000 different scents. I can believe it. Alright, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed this awesome stream. I'm gonna end it now, I guess. So, thanks for watching. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. We're almost at one of you guys can hit the like button and we'll reach 10 likes as I want it. Okay? So, that would be very nice, and I just got the battery warning from my MacBook at 5%. So I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks for watching. No, don't end. I don't want to end it just because there's like people watching, but I mean I'm gonna end it because I don't want to. I don't mind continuing. Like I have a lot of stuff to talk about right now. It's just that I kind of want to. Yeah, you guys can stop spamming, by the way, Taylene. I kind of want to create a little bit of a calendar, and I'm just gonna create it in MS Paint because I can. So yeah, let me just get this thing open here. Let me create a beautiful, beautiful calendar real quick. Alright, there's my beautiful calendar. Oh, there's only 4 days on it. Whoops. Yeah, never mind. I'll do that later. Yeah. No! It took him, the creator of the Rubik's Cube, a month to solve it himself. Jeez. People are doing it in like 3 seconds now. So, I don't know. I said that I had a lot to talk about, but all I'm really thinking is like creating that calendar because I've been thinking of it all day. And I gotta do it like by hour and everything, but yeah. Thanks for joining, guys, I guess. Someone switched from a like to a dislike. That's great. I said someone like, not dislike. But all I have to say is thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like the stream. Goodbye. I'll be back later, maybe today. I don't know. It's already 6:40 p.m. Probably not gonna do another stream today, but we'll see. I might do another one at like 2 a.m. as I did yesterday or today in that case. But you know how it is. Goodbye. Let's send your out for now. Thanks for watching. Ooh.